Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a champion that some people have as a 6-star and very few of those people have as a 7-star, including not me. Although I did fight in my recent Vibranium 3 match against an NY718 Zepek 89. He was so ticked off he lost to lowly, pathetic Prof Hoff that after losing in the second round, he just quit. He forfeited technically. I didn't know you could forfeit once the results of a match actually got decided. Because usually people forfeit against me before the match is over. But here you can see 22,000 points. I gave a salute. I tried to be as respectful and empathetic as possible. Tried to be gracious in losses and humble in wins. And he was not having it. But in round one, I had to fight his 7-star because he is one of those people that has explored Necropolis. Maestro. I've seen Maestro, I've seen Maestro. I won by about 1,000 points. Hercules was my only chance, and I still didn't get him all the way down. He still had 17% health, unawakened, and still was amazing on defense. And Hercules is one of the better options against him. And that route especially just destroyed me. I was not prepared for that to sometimes happen and sometimes not. I'm kind of used to more of a rhythm fight in a way. But I won, barely. He had to fight Kindred, and I guess got him down to that 2.7%, and then Kindred, of course, did what Kindred does, which is his highest utility of just sucking down your health until you're knocked out on defense. But this has just given you a preview of what War and maybe even Alliance Quest are going to be. Maestro has changed the game forever on defense. And Kabam knows this, and they were really, really smart to have this be a huge motivation for alliances to push at least one of their summoners in each battle group to explore Necropolis, or at least to take a 6-star to Sig 200 rank 5. Because this is, to me, like Jessica Jones 2.0 in some ways. Because there aren't as many easy counters against him as there are against Jessica Jones. Like, for instance, somebody like Hitmonkey or Nick Fury or even somebody like Molgod. But more than that, Maestro has changed the game forever because when I look at the arena fights that I've been seeing, and people have asked me to cover this, and I said, okay, if I see it, I will cover it, but I'm not just going to cover it because you see it. Well, this morning, I did my usual arena rounds for units, and this is a trio that I saw appear a lot, like 3 straight times. Now, to be clear, I still kept my streak, but maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I should have put Prox against Hulk and Aegon against Maestro. That might have been smarter, but I kept a class advantages to guarantee those 2 fights, which I won. And then Maestro would not fire a special to save his life, to save my life. He just backed me into a corner. And then, of course, when I had to fight back immediately, like the millisecond that he got to a special 3, boom. Ha ha. He wiped the floor with me, and I was good as done. And that is not just the future of the game on defense, but currently the present. And again, in Battlegrounds, in the arena, in War, Kabam has done something incredibly smart with this champion because even unawakened, he just sucks to fight. And so he's going to be somebody that over time probably gets banned more than Absorbing Man or even Kindred. And he's going to be a new huge pain that literally can swing a high-level in-game player Battlegrounds matchup depending on if you put him out there and rank him up or not. And I think that's a genius way to secure the fact that the rewards in Necropolis won't be crazy outdated in 6 months like the Abyss was and certainly Labyrinth of Legends ended up being. Kabam talked about the importance of this on their live streams and multiple live streams. And if I was working there, Lord help me, I would really be wanting the same thing for the company because you want this to be not only a huge accomplishment for any player who even just completes it, but especially explores it, but you don't want it to have the motivation for players to stop doing it. And right now we have the extra huge motivation to do it because of the community death count bonus rewards that come out in mid-January, as a reminder, in about a month. That opportunity will end in about the second week of January. And everybody who's at least completed the easy path, and it's not easy at all, took, I think, 107 revives, which I think is below average for good players. So, of course, I am below average. But, yeah, it's something that I'm flirting with. But then when you do 2 paths, you're like, oh, well, 2 paths doesn't get you much besides the special rewards on the path. So then you have to do 3, and then suddenly... And look, it's fun. I've got friends who think it's much more fun because of Aegon than the Abyss was. Because Aegon can do like 90% of fights. And even if you're not the best and well-versed, you just use Unit Man. Especially if you have Heimdall, you get those Furies up and you just do max damage for even 15 seconds and just take off chunks. I get that. I do. And I still, even after Cyber Week, have the units to do it, but I just don't have the motivation. I know I'd have a third rank 3 7-star, which is pretty amazing, and I'd probably rank up either Titania or Domino, but I just don't want to do it. My semester has come to an end as of today. I have one final next week, but it's just like a 1-hour final. I don't have a full teaching day again until like 40 days from now. And so part of me thinks you've had an incredible year. It has certainly been a monumental year between an engagement, a second house, making plans to move up my mom, have her come to Oklahoma to preview her future house and to see me teach college classes for the first time ever. I cannot tell you how emotional and impactful that week was for me. And so I'm not exiting off of YouTube next year, but I am continuing to do what I did since August, really. Some people didn't believe me that I would be toning down the number of broadcasts I do a week, the number of hours I spend responding to messages, the amount of hours that I spend making content. But on my end, and you don't see that, you just see my channel, but on my end, I've cut down the amount of time I've dedicated to this YouTube channel by most weeks at least 90%. And the biggest thing is I used to spend between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. making at minimum 4 to 5 videos for the next day. I have decided, unless there's breaking news and the forums are going crazy, I will not record at all after my broadcast. I make it a relaxing, stress-free time. Now, has that meant, among other things, that sometimes the revenue on the YouTube channel could be down as much as 90%? Yes. But I don't need YouTube money to eat or to pay my rent. It is all just a bonus, fun experience I get to have with especially the people who show up every day on the broadcast and open crystals and purchases, and sometimes do stupid things like spend 2 to 3 months worth of YouTube revenue on Cyber Week offers. But at least I know that after 2 to 3 months, that will be a break-even point, which like less than 1% of content creators and certainly 1% of summoners can say that. So I'm still incredibly blessed. With that being said, to wrap up this video, Maestro has changed the game forever, and Kabam was so smart about how good they made him, because he's going to be a relevant defender for years to come. And even if you've got like the best mystic counters, we're looking at Absorbing Man, Doctor Doom, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, etc., Tigra, still not a walk in the park fight. And especially with the nodes of this month, where you have so many reasons to be patient, especially with the hide or heal factor, because you do not want someone like this, especially a 7-star, regenning health during the fight. It's impressive. I was sitting back. I did not expect to win that fight. I had that shock jubilee emoji, and I was just thinking, man, this is crazy. So anyhow, YouTube, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Thank you for the support. I'm honored to continue to do this, and I still will do this in 2024, but with a little bit more relaxed, not nearly as anxious or deadline-oriented as I've been the first 6 years. And honestly, that sounds great to me.